what the numbers are, 1 through 9 and 0. You don't even know how to make a number 3. You don't know what a 3 represents. You don't know what a 5 represents. So I have to teach you the numbers first and explain that this squiggly line, which we call a 3, means 3 bits of information. And I'd have to teach it to you by throwing 3 paper clips down and say, that's 3. And then I'd show you 5 paper clips and go, that's 5. And I'd start showing you what these numbers represent by giving you something in the physical universe you could see and touch and feel. We have to start there first. Then I'd have to teach you addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, then division. Now think about when we learned all this stuff. How many years did it take to learn just that? Remember long division? Ooh, had to carry numbers. Then we have to teach fractions. Wow, some of you are like, I remember fractions. How do you multiply fractions? And decimals. Then geometry, in algebra, calculus, trigonometry. Do you understand that? Same thing here. When you look at a concept like teachability index, think of it as mathematics. You may think you know everything already about teachability index. Remember what I said in the beginning? You don't know what you don't know. I laugh because I'm holding back. There's so much knowledge and information about teachability index. I just scratch the scratch of the surface. Just giving you a little bit, just enough that you need right now, so that your eyes don't roll in the back of your head. So each one of these subjects, later, I'm going to do the full-blown teaching on each one of these subjects. Now, this seminar today and tomorrow is what we call the basic seminar. It's the basic information. And it's just giving you the scratch of the scratch of the scratch of the surface of each one of the subjects. You can then take this basic information, each of the subjects, break it down and give you another 30 hours of information on each one of these subjects. But then there's advanced material, which goes beyond this. Someone says, do I need all this stuff? The answer is no. Everything you need is in these CDs and in this lecture. Why? Because you have one lifetime here. Keep this in mind. You have one lifetime here. You're starting from 0. If you were born into an elite family, by the time you're 20, 30 years old, you're not at 0. Some of you here in the room, 30, 40, 50 years old, guess what? If you were born in an elite family, you would have had that much time to learn all this stuff. You can't learn everything. You can take this information and create so much in your life. It's going to blow you away. And a lot of times, people relish and enjoy what they're creating with this new knowledge and this new power. And they don't want to do anything more. You don't have to go any further. And some of you may choose to. So that information will be available. But it's not a requirement. My gosh, the information you're going to have access to today and tomorrow will allow you to create more than you could ever dream possible. And only then will you be able to dream further and get bigger. So let's talk about training balance scale. Again, I learned this for the first time when I was in Memphis 25 years ago. And this was at a profound learning experience for me. The training balance scale is a scale, and on one side of the scale is what's called thinking. You could also call it, I'm going to give you a bunch of different words for this side of the scale. Thoughts, thinking, desires, dreams, goals, attitude, mental processes, objectives. One side of the scale, this side of the scale, deals with thoughts. It deals with your mind. What goes on inside your mind? How you think. You can also put down a word called vibration, intention, energy. This side of the training balance scale deals with thoughts. What goes on in the mind. Only how you think. It also, this side of the training balance scale, is how you feel, your emotions. So this side of the training balance scale, if you were to break it down, deals with your thoughts and your emotions, how you think and how you feel. The second side of the training balance scale is actions, physical movements, what you do, techniques, strategies, action steps, plans, activities. This side of the training balance scale is the physical actions that you do. It's the acting out. So the difference is, I'm thinking of calling my brother. That's on the thought part of the training balance scale. Physically picking up the phone and dialing is on the action part. The thought part is, I'm thinking of a battle plan, a plan of attack. I'm thinking of putting a project into motion. That's my thought. Physically putting that into motion, buying a filing cabinet, getting a desk, setting up a corporation, writing a business plan. The actually doing is on the other side of the training balance scale. The thought, another word you could say, is the why. The action part of the training balance scale is the how. Primarily, the big difference between these two is one is just your thoughts, and the other one is the actual actions put into place. Those are the big differences between this training balance scale. Now, the reason this is called a training balance scale is when you're learning information, the theory is that there should be a balance between these two. There should be a balance between dreams, goals, attitude. Another good word is motivation on the thought part. Motivation. There should be a balance between motivating somebody. If you're going to train them, you want to motivate them and get them excited and talk about the dreams and the goals and how they're going to feel when they're successful and they achieve this. And there should be a balance between doing that and also teaching them techniques. Specifically, how do they make a phone call? How do they set up the corporation? How do they do this? How do they do that? There should be a balance between teaching the real techniques that you apply in real life, the how, and motivating or working on a person's goals and dreams and how they're going to feel when they achieve this success. And there should be a balance. The theory is, I'm using the word theory on purpose. The theory is, if you work only on motivation, like if you go to sales training seminars, you go to a lot of these guru seminars on how to be successful, weekends, walk on fire, and all these different things. They work on motivation, motivation, motivation. And people leave and they're motivated idiots. They're so motivated, but they have no concept, no idea of what to do. And the other side of the coin is you go to some of these boring seminars that teach you technique, 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 skills, 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 the how, the how, the how, the procedure, the method. The other side of the training balance scale, that person leaves and does nothing because he's not motivated. So the theory is when you train somebody, you have to have a balance between working on their motivation and attitude and dreams and goals, the thoughts, and training them on techniques, skills, methods, procedures, the how. You have to work on the why and the how when you're training somebody. Well, none of you are training anybody right now. You're being trained. So the reason we bring this up is you need to understand both sides of the training balance scale. So as you're learning new information, you should learn both. The why, you should be working on your goals, your dreams, your wants, your desires, your thoughts, your attitude, your motivation. And you should also be working on the how, the skills, the techniques, the methods, the actions, learning exactly how to do the actions. You must learn both. But the theory is that the balance should be that you learn equal amounts of both. And this, my friends, is the great myth that will keep you broke. It is a myth purposely put on you by the elite class. And there's actually two parts of the elite class out there, so you know.